History remembers powerful armies, massive empires, fearless warriors, but sometimes true power does not come from numbers. It comes from unity, from discipline, and from a system that refuses to break. Because history has shown something again and again. The greatest victories were never built on numbers alone. They were built on systems, on discipline, on people moving together with a shared purpose. And when that happens, even the smallest force can change everything. More than 200 years ago, in the lands of South Africa, a new kind of warrior force emerged. They were not the largest army. They did not have advanced weapons. They did not have vast resources. They were not backed by powerful empires. But they had something far more dangerous: a system, a structure, a discipline that could not be broken. They were known as the Zulu Warriors, but they were more than just warriors. They were a reflection of a system that worked, a system that demanded focus, consistency, and complete commitment. Every warrior understood that his strength came from the group, not from himself, and their rise would change everything. Their leader was Shaka Zulu. He was not just a king, he was a reformer, a strategist who saw weakness where others saw tradition. He understood a powerful truth: victory is not created in the moment of battle. It is created long before the battle begins, in preparation, in discipline, in repetition. Before Shaka, wars were slow, long spears, distance attacks, careful movements. But Shaka changed everything. He shortened the spear into a weapon designed for close combat. He forced his warriors to step closer, closer to danger, closer to fear, because he believed that true warriors do not avoid fear. They confront it and control it. He removed weakness from the system. He removed hesitation, and he replaced it with discipline, because he knew in the moment of battle, there is no time to think, only time to act. And only those who are trained can act without fear. But the real strength of the Zulu army was not their weapons, it was their system. A system that turned individuals into one powerful force. They used a formation known as the bullhorn strategy. The chest attacked directly. The horns moved fast to surround the enemy, and the reserve waited patiently for the perfect moment. This was not random. This was calculated. Every movement had a purpose. Every position had a meaning, because confusion destroys armies, but structure creates dominance. This formation was not just about attack. It was about control. Control of movement, control of timing, control of the battlefield itself. And when you control the battlefield, you control the outcome. The Zulu Warriors did not think as individuals. They thought as a system. They moved together. They attacked together. They defended together. Because they understood something deeper. An individual can be powerful, but a united force is unstoppable. And when unity is combined with discipline, it becomes impossible to defeat. They trusted each other without question, because trust is what holds a system together. Without trust, discipline breaks. And when discipline breaks, everything falls apart. Their training was not only physical, it was mental. They trained their minds to remain calm in chaos, to stay focused under pressure, to move without hesitation. Because hesitation creates weakness, but discipline creates control, and control wins battles. They trained until their actions became instinct, until fear no longer controlled them. Because when discipline becomes instinct, the mind becomes calm. And a calm mind is the most dangerous weapon. With this system, the Zulu Warriors expanded rapidly. They faced enemies who were larger, enemies who had better weapons, enemies who had more experience, but they still won again and again. not because they were stronger, but because they were more disciplined, because they trusted their system, because they trusted each other. Their enemies could not understand them, because they were not fighting individual warriors. They were fighting a system. And a system is far harder to defeat than a single man. To be a Zulu warrior was not just a role, it was a responsibility, a commitment to something greater than oneself. They did not fight for personal glory, they fought for unity, for system, for purpose, and that purpose gave them strength that fear could not break. The Zulu Warriors teach us a powerful truth. Success is not about talent, it is not about resources, it is not about luck, it is about discipline. It is about unity, it is about doing the right things again and again, even when it is difficult. Because discipline builds consistency, consistency builds strength, and strength creates results. And this is where most people fail. They rely on motivation, but ignore discipline. They start strong, but they do not stay consistent. And without consistency, nothing lasts. The world today is very different, but the principle remains the same. People want success without discipline. They want results without effort. They chase motivation, but ignore structure. And that is why they struggle, because success is not random. It is built quietly, through systems, through repetition, through daily effort. Because in the end, the greatest victories are built quietly, not in the spotlight, but in daily effort, in repetition, in discipline. Long before success becomes visible, the Zulu Warriors did not rely on luck. They relied on structure, on unity, on discipline. And over time, that made them unstoppable. Not because they were the strongest, but because they were the most prepared, the most disciplined, and the most united. If this warrior lesson strengthened your mindset, a like, a share, or a subscribe might just be your modern way of honoring discipline in a distracted world.